There we go. Fantastic. So I'm going to do a proper introduction. So for those of you who've never been here before and you're like, who is this chick? My name is Shin. What is up? Welcome to The Great Kind. What we do here on The Great Kind, it's all about exercising your mind on your pursuit to greatness. Hey. So the interesting thing about YouTube is you guys get like the perfectly edited, perfectly edited in my terms, but perfectly edited, really good quality finished product of a video. You don't necessarily get to see all of the behind the scenes, whereas I feel like my Twitch fam gets to see a little bit more of that. But since we hit the 1,000 subscriber milestone, I think we're like at 1.5 or something like that now. Thank you so much for making that happen, by the way. Really appreciate your support. I'm finally able to live stream here. So I wanted to share more of that behind the scenes with you guys to really show you and give you a taste of what the entire vision, the entire scope of The Great Kind is. I tend to do a lot of talks. You'll probably see me do some workshops on here too. Maybe we can do some practice sessions. We can have a practice breathing session on here. Like that would be super cool. What else can we do? We can even do live coaching if you guys are interested. That's something I do on Twitch. We can even bring on special guests on here. That's, again, something that I do on Twitch. So I want to basically have YouTube be its own living, breathing system and have our own schedule for YouTube. So this test today is basically the precursor to all of that. It's to see if, it works. I don't know if people are here on YouTube watching live streaming content. I just don't know if that's a thing. So if you're here watching live, I would love to hear, do you watch other live streaming content on YouTube? If so, is it kind of like this, or is it more passive stuff where you're listening in the background, that kind of thing? Also, I heard, my research tells me that all of the videos get saved. So again, do you guys watch live stream content like that? I'm looking for feedback. I would love to hear from you. That's basically it. And for today, the little splan that I have for us is to go through the Great Kind vision. So to give you a taste, a little flavor of the type of content you can expect to see here and what they're going to be grounded on, okay? So this is like everything that I research on the Great Kind, everything that I share on the Great Kind. I mean, if I had to share with you the Great Kind Manifesto, it would be that we are the get shit done crew. We care about intentional living. We obviously care about exercising our minds. We're action oriented, right? We want to get stuff. We want to get moving. So habits play a really big role. Discipline plays a really big role. And then I'll also be talking to you about the types of pillars that make up the Great Kind. Okay? They make up the content, because for you, you're like, whatever. What do I need to know here? How is this information going to help me? And that's essentially what I want to share. So the basic principle that, we kind of operate on is that if we focus on the inputs, then the outputs will change. Okay? If you focus on controlling the inputs and changing the inputs, then the outputs automatically will change. So given that what we can control are the inputs, the controllables. Let's control that, and then we'll shape our life and our ambitions and our hopes and dreams to get to the place that we want it to go just because we controlled the inputs. So what are the inputs? What are the pillars? So here are the 5 pillars. So if we go back to this image there, we see 5 pillars. I'm going to share 5 pillars with you today, okay? Is this too educational? You let me know. What is your vibe? I want to hear it. I want to feel it. Okay, so first one is breathing. We have a lot of breathing content and we freaking love it. And I want to bring more. There is a lot more breathing content in the horizon. Number 2, sleep. We've dabbled into some sleep content, still not fully flushed out, but I would love to go deeper into this route as well. Movement. We've done some experiments with movement. We've looked at heart health. We've looked at lung health, all related to movement. So I think that is a very cool area to explore as well. Number 4, daily action. This is where habits come in. This is where productivity comes in. This is where scheduling and, systems come in. And then finally we have play. I feel like this is our secret ingredient. We have Ed in the house. Ed, what is up? So Ed is saying, hey Shin, hey Jimmy B. Love that you're like interacting with everybody else here. That's super cool. So Ed, tell me a little bit about you. How did you find us? Like, how are you doing on a Saturday, on a weekend? Thank you for joining us. Yeah, this is my first, live. So it'd be really nice to get to know you a bit better too. Okay, so 5 pillars today, okay? And I basically want to tell you the rationale behind it. So if you haven't guessed already, The Great Kind is very science-based, right? I like to bring in scientific studies. I like to do my own experiments, no matter whether they're like scientifically accurate or not. I'm going to try my best to get results, and then I'm going to try my best to share those results with you in like a bite-sized kind of format that's easy to digest, right? That was an amazing metaphor. Bite-sized format that was easy to digest. Let's go. We got Arvin in the house. Hello and welcome. Hello foreign chat. Oh my god, that's so. Ed is Chusa. Yo, Arvin and Chusa, you guys are straight up OGs. Like I cannot even express my gratitude right now that you left Twitch. You're like, you know what? No. We're gonna go where Shin is, and she's live on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. YouTube fam, meet my Twitch fam. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be different. Even for me, it feels a bit different. I love that chat already synced up. Like I didn't have to change that on my end. So that's fantastic. Yeah, it feels a bit strange, but also kind of intuitive. I'm not mad about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the 5 pillars. And I feel like Arvin and Chusa, you might have seen this before, but it definitely will be a refresher and a good way for us to think about, in our lives, if we are trying to be our greatest, how do we get all of these things in there? Because from the research that I've done, these 5 aspects are the loudest aspects that really round us out. So of course you can be one of the greats, or you can be your greatest self. If you're running on 4 hours of sleep, you might think so, but you haven't unleashed your potential. Do you know what I mean? Like if you want to really get to your full potential, you got to be sleeping adequately. You got to be sleeping like 8 hours of sleep. We'll get to all the details, but that's essentially what I want to share today, right? These are like the basic pillars that'll help you become your greatest in whatever territory you choose to go. Okay? Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. First one, breathing. This is going to be like a lifelong journey, absolutely, because when I first discovered breathing as a thing, because we breathe. Sure, I know how to breathe. Do you though? That's the part where I was like, whoa, we actually don't really know much about anything. And the book Breath by James Nestor is the one that really opened my mind up to the space. And that happened last year in like September-ish, which is when I started consciously breathing a lot more and being, understanding the levers, like what do I focus on? Ooh, carbon dioxide is more important than oxygen. Ooh, elongated exhales are more important than inhales. All of that kind of stuff. So main thing here is that do not breathe from your mouth, okay? So if you are somebody who's a mouth breather, whether that is consciously or subconsciously, or unconsciously, I should say, when we talk, we naturally breathe from our mouths because our mouth is open, okay? So you have to put some effort in to thinking about it, which is not intuitive, right? Because you breathe, it's a natural thing. So you have to interrupt that natural process. Shut your mouth, breathe from your nose. So focus on the nose. Great image, I think. Anyways, and then the other important thing is even when you exercise, so even when you look at these athletes, a lot of them are breathing from their mouths, but apparently this is not the efficient way to breathe. What? Athletes, like these are people at the highest of their physical journey, and they are also breathing from their mouth. So something that we can learn from science, which I think is the beauty of all of this, which is why we're here sharing this information, is that when you look at the science, when you look at the quantitative data, breathing from your nose is more efficient. It'll get you to go longer and faster over time because you are able to fully sync up and align your lungs with your body in the way that you're producing oxygen and expending carbon dioxide and retaining carbon dioxide and all of that good stuff. In a nutshell, you want to breathe slow, deep, and less. By slow, like literally as slow as you can go. So that's some ASMR for you. Deep, diaphragmatic, right? Belly going in and out. And then less. So not breathing as much. If you're going to be breathing slow, naturally you're going to be breathing less, because that just, works together. Any questions, hit me up in the chat. You know exactly how that works, right? Right? Okay. Number 2, sleep. How many hours of sleep are you getting? Big question. I think most of us get under 8 hours of sleep. I usually get 7 hours of sleep, which the data would show is not the most ideal if you do 7 hours of sleep every day. Apparently 7 hours of sleep over the course of a week is as good as you pulling an all-nighter on one of the days of the week. So it's like, well, that might be normal for some people, right? Sleeping 7 hours a day, a night. So the goal is 8 hours and good quality sleep. So not just 8 hours in bed, but actually 8 hours sleeping, right? Again, like this is really, really important stuff that these are the fundamentals, the basics that we overlook, right? So if you are somebody who does sleep less, if you are somebody who does have sleep issues, we have a few videos on here that hopefully will help with that. If you have any questions specific to this today, feel free to ask them and we'll try our best to answer that, okay? So we got Ed saying, your teaching CO2 breathing techniques has fully impacted my understanding of developing healthy lungs. I now practice CO2 breathing exercises 3 to 4 times a week. And it's so inspiring to me, Ed, that is your journey. Because when I was doing this, the whole purpose for me was to learn myself and then be like, wow, this is new information for me. So hopefully it's new information to you guys. And then I was just like super passionate about sharing it. And when we did 90 days of breathing, Ed was out here with us, like showing up almost every day, if not every day, especially towards the end of it, because I think that's when you discovered us. And like you are owning your life. And I feel it's such an inspiring thing to me that if I can impact one person, and clearly here, like you're out here 3 to 4 times a week, man, that's deserves some claps. We got Tosto in the house. What's up? How are you? You're the cutest thing in the world. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. I'd like it if you commented more on my, character and intelligence versus what you can see on the outside, but appreciate you being here. Arvin, Shin, you were talking about breathing silently, and how is it better from breathing deep and loud? Am I recalling it correctly? Yes, you are. So breathing silently, from what I understand, and this is all in the book Breath by James Nestor, okay? Like this is not like, independent research or anything. If you breathe silently, you're basically showing your body that you have full control over your breath, okay? So there's no labor, there's no effort to breathing. And the quieter you are, the more in control you are, essentially. I think this comes from like, I think it's like maybe Buddhism or like monk living, that kind of thing. I think they were saying in the book that the power of a monk is like, in order to like graduate monk school, essentially, like you put a feather under your nose, and if the feather moves while you're breathing out, you failed. Okay, so you want to breathe that slow. I mean, that's obviously like monk status. I don't think any of us are trying to get to monk status unless you are. Breathing that slow that even a feather underneath your nose doesn't flutter. So it's almost like conserving your energy until you really need it, showing your body that you're in full control. That way, because these monks were trying to change their body temperatures. They were trying to extend their lives. Some of them might have been doing it for religious reasons or not. I'm not sure. But when you are trying to get to that level of control, your breath is your core energy. And that is essentially the concept, right? So if you want to control your energy, if you want to extend your life, that is when you want to practice this high level of control over your breath, where as slow, as quiet as possible, so that your body's like, yo, I got this, right? I'm in charge here. That's basically it. Great questions, man. Keep them coming. Okay, so what did I want to say? Right. Let's talk a little bit about Michael Phelps, because we did a full deep dive on him, and he's someone special because, well, first of all, Olympian, gold medalist, all kinds of amazing things. But when he would train, his training was so intense that he would actually sleep for 10 hours, his training nights, okay? So for you, if you are out there expending energy, working really hard, using your mind muscles, you probably do want to get that adequate sleep, because your sleep is helping you recover. It's helping you refresh and reset and get you ready for that next day. So let's not skimp on sleep, and let's really, really enjoy a good night's rest. And that's really all I have to say on sleep. Yeah, we have like videos on mouth taping, we have videos on breathing and sleep. For sleep, it's more like making sure you're controlling all your variables before you sleep so that you're sleeping adequately, and then sleeping regularly so that you get that cadence going into your body and you have the perfect circadian rhythm, which will get affected if you are someone who's trying to travel, okay? So when I do travel, I do have some content planned for that. So just, foreshadowing, hint, hint. Lot more sleep content coming your way. Okay, let's move on to movement. And here I'll ask you a question, so feel free to type in the chat. What kind of things are you doing to move? And this doesn't have to be like going to the gym, right? Like taking a walk is moving, right? Dancing is moving. If you have stairs in your home and you're walking up and down the stairs all the time, that's moving too. So any type of movement is applicable here. But our bodies are made to move, right? We're made to get somewhere, to do things, to work. So movement for me is something that gets neglected because most of our work now happens behind a screen. So we don't need to move except for our like fingers, right? And moving, when we go to play, which is the fifth pillar, you'll see like how it all connects with your brain and moving of your limbs and stuff. But right now, when we talk about moving, for me, I like to swim, I like to bike, I like to go on jogs sometimes, I like to walk my dog every day, I love to dance. I think we have a video on here actually, one of the old ones where I did dance. I did a whole dance routine in the video. Well, maybe not the whole thing is there, but bits of it are there. But that was one of the OG videos. If you've seen it, let me know. Okay, so here, when it comes to movement, the research that I've done, which is just like the tip of the iceberg, but it'll tell you that it's not just about cardio. It's not just about strength training, and it's not just about yoga or stretching. You have to do all of them in conjunction. Not on the same day, but you have to be doing all of them. Like, they have to be in your schedule in order for you to have a holistic approach to moving. Okay, here's why. Cardio is the thing that is going to help your heart the most, okay? So this is the thing that's going to get your heart pumping and recovering. It's the one where you're going to be able to practice nose breathing, right? Really syncing up your movement to breathing. It's also the one where you're going to be able to improve your VO2 max. So if you've heard that term before, it is probably one of the most agreed upon terms for lung health and overall like cardio health. So VO2 max, if you want to become fitter, and I'm going to put that in quotes, VO2 max is something that you want to measure, okay? And then also from a mindset standpoint, this is the thing that's going to be where, like, the conversation that you're having with yourself of like, I got to push myself. I can do it a little bit more, one more rep, that kind of thing. And that also works with strength training, but this is just in a different, like, higher intensity way, okay? So that's cardio for me. Then when you think about strength, you need strong muscles in order to move bigger things, in order to do bigger things. Also, as you age, your bones are going to get weaker. So you want more fiber kind of cushioning those muscles, right? So that when you do fall, or if you do try to, almost injure yourself somehow, you have this extra cushioning to protect you. So that for me is where strength comes in. It's for that long-term health, long-term longevity. Plus, you end up looking good, okay? Because your muscles are going to tone you out. And that's the stuff that's going to show through when you actually lose fat over your cardio repetitions. So at the end of the day, cardio is great for heart health, but then muscles are great to support that journey and also to help with your metabolism, because muscles use more energy than fat. And so you'll end up, you can like eat more. And hopefully when you eat more, you're eating more whole foods and things like that. We're not going to talk about diet. I don't really want to stick on diet just because people are so varied and diverse. And there's new diets now that we don't really have a lot of science around. So if you're looking for more diet content, you let me know what kind of stuff you're looking for. But personally, I feel like it's a touchy topic, and I'm going to try to stay away from diet, but stick more towards like movement and things. We got Ed saying, our bodies are made to move, a healthy mantra to burn into our memories. There we go. There we go. Love that. And then lastly, stretch. I feel like depending on your demographic, some of us stretch a lot more than others. Some of us do strength training a lot more than others. And then some of us do cardio a lot more than others. But the whole thing about movement is you want to look at all three of these things together. They're meant to help each other. So if you're just doing cardio, how can you get a little bit of strength training in? How can you get a little bit of stretching in? If you're just doing stretching, how can you do the opposite? Okay? All of it works together. And for me, stretching is like a tug of war with yourself, but it's like a really like chill tug of war. But it's like you're pulling and you're flexing and lengthening your muscles so that then when you strength train, you build on top of that, those muscles then get stronger. Plus, for me, stretching really helps with body awareness. It really helps with posture and things. So if you care about that, you definitely want to be stretching more. So that is movement in a nutshell. Ooh, we went through a lot, right? So what did we talk about? We talked about breathing as our first pillar, right? Second pillar is sleeping adequately. And then third is movement. So now let's go to the fourth one, which is like, core fundamental daily action. You got to do some shit to get some shit, right? I also realized, I don't usually swear on my videos, but now I am. So I don't know how YouTube is going to flag all of this, but hey, whatever. we're here, and this is unfiltered shin, unedited shin. You get the whole, you get the whole shebang. Hey, we got Dallas Dwayne in the house. What's up? I have been appreciating your channel for a few months now. Do you have a long-term goal for it? Are you taking things as you go, focusing on whatever interests you in the moment? Love that. That's a great question. I mean, the way that YouTube works is just that there's so much labor that goes into editing a video. There's a lot of, so what we're talking through today, Dallas, is my entire vision for The Great Kind, the stuff that interests me, the aspiration I have for where the channel is going to go. In, a few words, I'll say that the channel, I want it to be like a resource for you guys so that when you have questions around how can I get support as I am, on this journey to become my greatest self, whatever that is for you. What questions do I have? Where can I go to get those answers? The Great Kind. That is kind of what I want this channel to be, a resource. So my goal is to help you build all of those like fundamental aspects where you can allow yourself to reach your full potential in pottery or in art or in, athletics, whatever it is that you're trying to do. You need all of these fundamentals to get there. And that's my goal, to help you with that. And I love how I said in a few words and then I went to say like a full paragraph, but oh well, whatever. Ayo is in the house. Welcome. 10 seconds into stretching, I'm questioning the meaning of life. Right? It's a real exercise where it's like, wow. I need to do more of this. For me, the thing about stretching that really, shows me its power is when I sync breathing to stretching, right? When you hold a stretch and you breathe in and breathe out, and again, it all links with each other, right? So when you're breathing slow, deep, less. So when you're doing that and you're holding a stretch, you can feel your body from the inside. And I think that is like mind-blowing because most of us are not body aware. We don't know when we tilt to one side and favor another side over the other. We can kind of guess, but we don't really know. So I think that link that we can get with our brain and breathing while we stretch helps when we are strength training because now we know the proper postures, the proper way to pull weight so that we don't injure ourselves. And then we also can link that breath when we're doing cardio. And that's why they all work together. It's like a freaking trifecta, Amazing. Yeah, no worries, Dallas. I'm just glad you're here. So thank you so much for being here. This is also kind of a celebration, like holy F. I was about to swear, but couldn't. Bleeped myself. We're here, 1.5K, man. Like, I started at 0, Like, let's go. It took 2 years, but we're here. We made it. And I have so many exciting video content. Like, I literally am working on 4 videos right now. So if you're like, where's the next video, Shin? It's coming. I promise. It's coming. But it's just, there's too much happening. I'm too excited. Okay, so daily action. We have done some videos on habits. They haven't been the most popular, but, I'm going to keep them coming because I think in order to be successful, you need good habits. There's this quote I was sharing the other day that goes like this. Discipline and luck. No. I'll start over. Success without discipline is just luck. But discipline and luck is inevitable success. There we go. That's what it is. So if you can figure out and hey, this is coming from a person that wasn't disciplined, okay? Just to give you a little backstory. Not at all disciplined. 3 years ago, Shin, she didn't have a plan for the day. She didn't have a plan for the week. No way, Jose. But now we have a morning routine. We're consistent. We have a vision. We have a plan for the day. I stick by my schedule. So daily action, I think, has really helped me get to that next level of like being an entrepreneur, running my own thing, like doing all of this, making it happen. So this is a lovely graph I like to share from Atomic Habits, James Clear. If you haven't read that book, please do. It's fantastic. I definitely think it will change your life. Like that is how much I, hang my hat on it. And yeah, like build at least one skill, but at the same time, if you want to build, multiple skills, go for it. When it comes to greatness, like if we're going to measure ourselves on that, which is a pretty high bar, right? The greats are really good at one thing and then they're kind of good. Sorry, the greats are great at one thing and they're kind of good at a bunch of other things. So if you're trying to be a jack of all trades, I think that's fantastic. But if you want to be a master of one, you got to really dive into that one thing. You got to get into multiple repetitions of that one thing and be consistent over time so that you can get that exponential growth. Okay? That's essentially what we're talking about. And that's really it for daily habits. It's all about consistency, figuring out your systems. We have a whole bunch of workshops on that on Twitch, but I will figure out how to bring it in bite-sized pieces for YouTube, okay? My 30-day journeys and my 90-day journeys, I kind of feel like that is about habit building because, well, you have to build a habit for 30 days or 90 days in order to even make that experiment happen. But yeah, I'm not really sure what the future of that looks like in terms of content. I feel like it will be bite-sized, broken down pieces of habit forming instead of an entire, James Clear Atomic Habits breakdown, which we have done on the Twitch channel, okay? All right, so here we go. Tosto, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. And yes, go chase your dreams, make them come true, and go fall in love with the weekend, okay? All right. Last one here is number 5, which is play. I've done a video on play already. I think play for me really hits home when it comes to like my corporate clients. So for those of you who don't know, I am an entrepreneur. I have a bunch of different clients, so individuals, but then also corporations. And when it comes to corporations, my goal is to make play synonymous with work. Like, why can't we all love our work and enjoy our work so much that it feels like play? Because then, well, it won't feel like work, and then we'll just want to do it more, and we'll be happier, we'll be better at it, we'll double down on our strengths. I think in the holistic sense of it all, play we need more of it, okay? And here is the data around it. For some reason, at some point, we forget to play, but if you look at mammals and if you look at evolutionary science, play is how we learn. Play is how we've always learned, from like our primate self to even like before then. And when we look at humans, Creativity, one of the basic requirements for play, it's dropping drastically as we age. And by the time we're 25, our logical brain is fully developed. So it's like suddenly now we are relying on sequential, linear, logical thinking and not the divergent, spontaneous thinking that comes with creativity. We rely a lot on our previous knowledge, which is great. But our previous knowledge can also affect us from questioning and being curious and having that beginner's mind to seek new solutions instead of just doing what we've always done, you know? And this one was a bit alarming that children laugh 400 times a day and adults only laugh 15 times a day. What? So for you, if you think about for yourself, how much do you laugh? Do you laugh enough? Are you grumpy? Are you a Grumposaurus Rex? What's going on? When did it all become so serious, you know? So my goal is to bring more avenues of play. I mean, I like to do play with my experiments, right? So when I do like a memory experiment, I play games. And for me, that's super fun because now playing games is a part of my routine. And then, of course, play comes in conversations, right? Instead of just asking, how are you? How's the weather? Oh my God, it's raining. We can start to introduce new conversations. You're more memorable. You make better, relationships. And so naturally, all of this is working for you to reach that pinnacle moment of wherever you are, wherever you want to be. And, pinnacle might not be the right metaphor because it isn't just a moment in time. It's going to be this life that you craft for yourself that's hopefully going to fuel you to wherever you need to go, wherever you want to go, right? And those really are our 5 pillars, right? So that's kind of how I look at the content when I think about The Great Kind, what stuff I'm going to research into, how I'm going to continue to move further. And all of it is based on this premise of exercising our mind. So actually, I'm going to go here and I'm just going to change that to exercise your mind because I use it a lot on Twitch, but I don't really use it a lot on YouTube. And that's something that I am trying to do, trying to make, my vision very clear on the YouTube sphere so that you guys are fully aware of what it is that I'm trying to do here. While you watch me fidget with the font size there. Let's see. Can we make it bigger? Oh, we gotta go way big. We gotta go like 140. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, what's going on here? Dallas Dwayne. Adam Sinicki, the Pioneer, talks about how one reason children's brains keep growing and adults stop growing is due to the lack of play and trying new things, new neural pathways. Love that, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's super cool. I haven't heard of Adam Sinicki or the Pioneer, so I'm definitely going to have to look into it. But I definitely can see that. I can see that. So new neural pathways is also something that we have talked about in different ways, because when we think about exercising your mind and like growing it, making it fire, making it wire, that's when, neural pathways naturally becomes a conversation from a scientific standpoint. So we do talk about that in terms of like supplements that you can take, or like just working out helps you build new neural pathways. Play helps you build new neural pathways. So I really like that. Say new neural pathways 5 times. New neural pathways, new neural pathways, new neural pathways, new neural pathways, not bad. Okay. Ed, good question for us all. When did it all get so serious? We need to laugh a whole lot more every day. Yeah. Apparently, even if you fake laugh, your muscles are engaged and your brain actually thinks that you're happy. So you can actually trick your brain into feeling happy. That is not a sustainable long-term goal. Like if you truly are upset and depressed or for any kind of reason, you can't just like fake yourself into it, but it could help a little bit, right? And you really do have to get to the bottom of why you're feeling negative in order to solve anything, because otherwise you're just being positive for the sake of being positive. And that's not sustainable. It is temporary and it will get you somewhere, but not too far. Okay, so that's really what I wanted to talk through today. I mean, I think this, for a first session on YouTube, I think this was fantastic. Like, it feels like I'm on Twitch. It feels like I'm just vibing here with you guys. So I really love this. So at this point, I would love to open the floor to you. Okay. If you have any questions, if you want to share your comments, if you want to talk to me about live content on, YouTube and what kind of stuff you interact with, what kind of stuff you want to see, I would love to hear that. And what I want to, so here on Twitch, what we usually say is that this is office hours. So I'm going to say this here too for my YouTube fam. This is office hours. So it's for you to, it's your time. Okay. Make it what you want. And my next live stream on YouTube, I don't know when that's going to be yet. We will figure out some kind of cadence for it. But right now, if you do like this kind of content and you're like, how can I get more? Head on over to Twitch, and basically the link for that is twitch.tv/thegreatkind. And we have a bunch of talks there. I mean, this is our 413th, so we don't have all of them saved, but we have like at least 100 of them saved, which is a ton of content. So yeah. Okay, I have a full schedule on for the week. I actually wanted to have it on here for you guys. I'm now thinking how I can do that. So yeah, let me figure that out for a sec while I give you some time to think and hang out. Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, perfect. Hey, we got Robert White in the house. What's up, Robert? Hello. Lion's mane, yes or no? Any good? So, it's a complicated question, man. I can't answer yes or no, and here's why, okay? Because the lion's mane that I took was host defense, and you guys told me that mycelium, bullshit. You gotta take fruiting body. I had no idea about the differences between those two things, and I was like, oh, really? That's a thing. So when I took host defense lion's mane, it definitely did something, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yes, I'm going to take this every day. Now, it's supposed to help with folks that have any kind of challenges with their mind. So whether it's like depression or anxiety or a lot of stress, it's supposed to be able to calm your nervous system. I am not the prime candidate for that. So you got to try it for yourself to feel it. Right now, I'm trying to grow my own lion's mane. I just posted about that on Instagram if you're interested in that story. It tastes delicious, so I'm down to try, lion's mane from that sense, to eat it and include it into my diet instead of a supplement form. Because I personally actually am not a fan of supplements. Did you know that? Fun fact. Yeah, I'm not actually a fan of it. But maybe. I'm going to say maybe because I just don't know yet. That one sample of me trying host defense lion's mane was just not definitive enough for me to be like, yep, this is it. So good question, but I don't have an answer for you. I don't have a definitive answer for you. Dallas, who or where are some of your main sources of new learning, growth, and motivation? Ooh, this is a good question, Dallas, but it's a tough one for me to answer because I do end up researching a lot, so I do look at like Google Scholar. So we have this entire section on Mondays that we do all over on Twitch, which is called Learning Club, and we have that at 12 p.m. Eastern on Mondays. So for Learning Club, we have these different topics, 5 different topics. We spin the wheel, whatever the wheel lands on, we go research that. And that is where I do most of my learning. Other than that, I'll read books. So I'll read a book that is about any of these pillars, right? These. Let me scroll back down to them. Any of these guys, okay? So favorite books has been Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Love it. Breath by James Nestor. Love it. Those are the 2 like top heavy hitter books that I absolutely love. Also Atomic Habits by James Clear, which I already mentioned. I like David Goggins from a mindset standpoint. He's a bit of a hard guy, He's brass and like just really in your face, but I love it. Because he's no nonsense. So he's one. I like following Huberman Lab. He's somebody I like to, I haven't heard any of his podcasts, but I follow him on Instagram. I follow a lot of people who share things around body physiology and science because I don't really, like, that's not my area of expertise. So that's the kind of stuff that I will follow and get served content. But the rest of it, I'm just kind of Googling and seeing what I find. So I don't have like one person or one, place where I get my info from. Ed, I've seen a new laughter yoga going around, but not sure how they work together. Huh. I'm not sure how they work together either. I feel like that kind of feels like trendy, buzzwordy, trying to do something new and different, but I don't know about the proven effects of that. Yoga in general is great, but it is for slowing down, unless you want to do something like power yoga where you're trying to do cardio and yoga at the same time. Laughing in yoga feels a bit counterintuitive because when you laugh, you're automatically not breathing from your nose. You're not channeling all of those amazing like connections. So I would feel like those conflict naturally, but hey, haven't tried it, so can't debunk it. Robert White, I had a bad bang to the head. Hopefully works when I get it. Yeah, I mean, good luck. Let us know. I read the comments, I still keep up with all of them. I try to reply to every single one of them. So if you have any updates, feel free to comment on any video, but if you want to comment on the Lion's Mane video, obviously it would be the best. And I will read it for sure. Ed, many people spend a ton of dough buying nutritional supplements of all kinds. I think it's hard to justify the cost of most products. Yeah, unless it works for you, right? That's really the key, that everyone is so different and so unique and diverse that I am very hesitant to come on here and be like, yep, this works, because it might not work for you. And it might work really well I have no idea until you try it. The only way to know is to do it, So that's kind of what I like to focus on. So if you do want more, Instagram, Twitch, or Discord, where you can like ask your questions, be held accountable, that kind of thing. Sweet. Ed, this was a cool history making moment. Ayo. Dallas, that was fun. Looking forward to getting more involved in awesome community you're forming. Thank you so much, bud. I really, really appreciate that. And you've been like an awesome viewer. You've been super supportive and positive. Like, I remember your comments. So thank you. Like, I just want to, really say that we are small. And because we are small, like I read everything. I know exactly who's watching. So like, I very much appreciate you guys. I cannot express to you how happy it makes me that we are here, that this is like a real thing, that I'm doing this today. We're at 413th stream. Oh my God. I get super jazzed and super excited, and it wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you.